And there is bold resistance to a new law now in effect here in D.C. The Daily Signal reports a group of pro-life organizations pledges to continue operating according to their beliefs. That could put them at risk of violating the district's Reproductive Health Non-Discrimination Act. Ovide Lamontagne is General Counsel for Americans United for Life. That's one of the groups involved in this pledge. What are your main concerns about this law?
Well, Brian, first of all, this is an affront to religious freedom as well as to the freedom of association. The law requires employers to hire people who don't believe in the mission of the organization. If it's a religious organization or if it's a secular organization like Americans United for Life, the law requires you to take people in who may be actually directly opposed to what we believe in. And that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because it's a mandate by the government, essentially, that takes away the purpose of the organization to be able to bring people together who share the same commitment to the mission of the organization for life in this case, and that's where it's really impactful.
So what legal risks are the members of your group taking by resisting this?
Well, you know, the legal risks are in the employment law area. So if someone were to apply for a job and actually be qualified in all respects except for the fact they believe in abortion and they want to promote abortion and they do it in their private life, they could bring a lawsuit to say they were not hired because of discrimination by a pro-life organization. And that subjects you to potentially monetary penalties as well as civil and administrative penalties and what we call injunctive relief, compelling an organization to actually violate essentially their core beliefs by hiring someone who doesn't believe in those core beliefs. And that's just so contrary to the American tradition.
Now, the U.S. Congress can overwhelm or turn around
Yes.
a D.C. law if they can agree on it. The House did, the Senate didn't.
Right.
The President said he'd veto. You've been on Capitol Hill.
Yes.
What kind of feedback are you getting?
Well, first of all, I want to commend the leadership of the House for bringing this forward. They did pass what's called a resolution of disapproval. It's only the fourth time since 1973 that the Congress, one body of the Congress, actually passed something like this. It's a powerful statement that could be used in court, for example, as evidence that the body that's responsible for the federal city, Washington, D.C., is concerned about the unconstitutional actions taken by the District of Columbia. And that's an important statement. There's a lot of energy even on the Senate side to make sure that we can find alternative ways of setting aside this unconstitutional law passed by the District of Columbia.
So this is much more than a local concern for people in D.C.
Let me tell you, Brian, a lot of these organizations like ours have national reach. It's the national capital, and how the national capital treats its corporate citizens reverberates across the country. It is important that we stand on principle, and I'm so pleased that other organizations have joined with us to stand up to this particular enactment and this unconstitutional law.
Well, it's a courageous act, and we appreciate you really giving us a good picture of this. Ovide Lamontagne, General Counsel for Americans United for Life, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Brian.